Union Television presents 2023 in Retrospect. Life is in stages. Men are in phases. Life evolves, and the elements in it, including humans and nature, oscillate within its role. Some days good, other days bad, and some more others are still just in between, neither good nor bad. Call them ugly. We gladden with the good, but with the bad we learn, and with the ugly we take closer cognizance. As we wrap up the year 2023, Union Television takes a look into events and other happenings that has taken its toll on the year. Yes, we look into major happenings that took place 2023. Let's begin with the good.
First is the swearing in of new president. Bola Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos State and nominee of the All Progressives Congress, won the election with 36.61% of the vote, which is about 8,794,726 total votes. Runners-up were former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and former Governor of Anambra State Peter Obi of the Labour Party. The president is directly elected in national elections to a 4-year term, along with the vice president. Bola Tinubu is the 16th and current president of Nigeria, having assumed office on the 29th of May 2023.
Ex-Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari commissioned the Dangote Refinery and Petrochemicals plant located at Ibeju, Lekki Free Trade Zone area of Lagos State, Lagos Island, on Monday, 22nd of May 2023. The Dangote Refinery is expected to produce nothing less than 650 barrels of oil per day. The pipeline infrastructure at the refinery is said to be the largest in the world, with 1,100 kilometers, and will handle 3 billion standard cubic foot of gas per day. The inauguration of the refinery came with high expectations in the Nigerian energy sector amid plans by the Nigerian government to remove petrol subsidy in the second half of the year. Subsidy payments steadily rose from 351 billion naira in 2005 to 4.39 trillion naira in 2022. While 3.6 trillion naira to fund fuel subsidy for the first 6 months in 2023. The Nigerian government pins its hope of ending fuel imports largely on the completion of the Dangote refinery.
Lagos Rail Mass Transit. Lagos is the fastest growing city in the world. With a population of 25 million, the city faces significant congestion issues. At the moment, Lagos lacks a coordinated mass transit system that can effectively facilitate the movement of people. The Blue Line, a significant part of the Lagos Light Rail system, spans approximately 27 kilometers and runs from Okokomaiko in the west to Marina in the east, with a total of 13 stops along the way. The Blue Line serves to provide a more efficient, reliable and comfortable means of transportation, reducing congestion and improving productivity.
Osimhen and Oshoala get CAF CAF Awards. Nigerian's Victor Osimhen was named the Africa Men's Footballer of the Year.
Player of the Year for 2023, the most in terms of the votes that has been cast, is also from the beautiful country, Victor Osimhen.
While his compatriot, Asisat Oshoala, the Barcelona forward, claimed the top prize in the women's category.
Most outstanding, the best woman football player on the African continent. She's from the beautiful, beautiful country. You know, I can't see anyone. Asisat Oshoala.
Osimhen scored 26 goals, topping the Serie A scoring charts as he helped Napoli end a 33-year wait for the Italian title last season. Napoli striker is the first Nigerian player to win the award since Nwankwo Kanu in 1999. Senegal's Sadio Mane had won the previous two awards in 2019 and 2022 respectively. Samuel Eto'o of Cameroon and Yaya Toure of Ivory Coast have each won the award 4 different times. Oshoala was named the African Women's Footballer of the Year for a record 6th time. She overcame injury to help Nigeria reach the last 16 at the 2023 World Cup, where they were beaten by England on penalties. Oshoala scored in the 3-2 group stage win over Australia, finding the net for a 3rd consecutive World Cup. The 29-year-old also won the Women's Champions League and Spanish title with Barcelona. Oshoala beat South Africa's Thembi Kgatlana and Zambia's Barbara Banda to claim the award, which she also won in 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019 and 2022.
China's youngest ever crew of astronauts head to space. 3 Chinese astronauts lifted off on the Shenzhou 17 spacecraft from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center deep in the Gobi Desert, heading for the Tiangong Space Station for a 6-month stay. They are the youngest crew China has ever sent to space, with an average of 38. Among their tasks on board is to repair the solar panels that were damaged by space debris, the first time Chinese astronauts will carry out repair work outside the station. This is China's 6th manned mission to its space station since 2021.
India surpassed China as the world's most populous country. The nation India is now the world's most populous country with 142.86 crore people. China has a population of 142.57 crore. India becomes the most populous country in the world according to the United Nations data. India has surpassed China to become the world's most populous nation with 142.86 people.
Coronation of Prince Charles III and Camilla. The coronation of Charles III and his wife Camilla as King and Queen of the United Kingdom and the other Commonwealth realms took place on Saturday, 6th of May 2023 at the Westminster Abbey. Charles acceded to the throne on the 8th of September 2022 upon the death of his mother, Elizabeth II. The ceremony was structured around an Anglican service of Holy Communion. It included Charles taking an oath, being anointed with holy oil, and receiving the coronation regalia, emphasizing his spiritual role and secular responsibilities. Camilla was crowned in a shorter and simpler ceremony. After the service, members of the royal family traveled to Buckingham Palace in a state procession and appeared on the palace's rear and front balconies. The service was altered from past British coronations to represent multiple faiths, cultures, and communities around the United Kingdom. Let's not forget, our own Tiwa Savage performed Keys to the Kingdom at that magnificent
Subsidy removal in Nigeria. Subsidy became a national buzzword in 2012 when the then President Goodluck Jonathan Ebele announced its removal. Fuel prices increased from 65 naira, that is $0.14, to 140 naira, that is $0.30 per liter, and triggered almost 2 weeks of protest known as Occupy Nigeria, causing ex-President Goodluck Jonathan to reverse his decision. Attempts to remove the fuel subsidy by past administrations triggered protests and stiff resistance. On May 29, after the swearing in of the present President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he removed the fuel subsidy. In an instant, he resumed office.
Is there for fuel subsidy? The fuel subsidy is gone.
The nation's refineries are non-functional, thereby necessitating the continuous importation of refined petroleum. Fuel importation strains the local currency, while the subsidy primarily favored the cabal and was a leeway for arbitrage and illicit transportation of petrol to neighboring African countries. As it stands, the elimination of fuel subsidy brings both challenges and opportunities as follows. The withdrawal of fuel subsidy led to 150% to 200% surge in fuel cost, from 500 naira to 600 naira plus across the country, and small and medium-sized enterprises are facing difficulties in accessing affordable power. On the other hand, it increased trillions of dollars in estimation of funds saved by the government, which can be put into other matters that can help the masses.
And we come to the bad. We talk about people that have passed in the year 2023. The first on the list, we have Tina Turner. The legendary Queen of Rock died in May after a long illness. She was 83. She rose to prominence as the lead singer of the husband-wife duo Ike and Tina Turner before launching a successful career as a solo performer, recognized for her swagger, sensuality, powerful gravel vocals, and unstoppable energy, with songs like What's Love Got to Do With It, I Don't Wanna Lose You, amongst others. Next we have Jerry Springer. Gerald Norman Springer was an American broadcaster, journalist, actor, producer, lawyer, and politician. Springer worked as a political campaign advisor to Democrat Robert F. Kennedy in 1968. Jerry Springer debuted on September 30th, 1991. It started as a politically oriented talk show, a longer version of Springer's commentaries.
I admit, that's a pretty, when you don't pass the audition of sitting in front of a camera and smoking, that's, yeah, you're having a bad day.
I was going to go to college. I was going to go to college, and I got my loan money and stuff, and I just decided to invest in something more practical.
Which was what?
I got myself a set of boobies.
Next is Andre Broga, the Emmy Award-winning actor, best known for playing Captain Raymond Holt on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Detective Frank Pemberton on Homicide: Life on the Street, died on December 11 following a brief illness, which was later revealed that Broga had been battling lung cancer. From the foreign scene, now we come back to our own, where we have some losses, which include Femi Ogunrombi, who died on the 14th of January 2023. He was a Nigerian actor and ethnomusicologist. He was popularly known as Papa Ajasco in Wale Adenuga's Papa Ajasko, Ogunrumbi studied music and drama at Obafemi Awolowo University. During his studies, he established a choral group called the Ayoro Voices, which later had radio and TV programs on BCOS, OGTV, and NTA Ibadan.
Mama just Kelebe. Mama Jasko, what is the matter? Huh? Oh, come on, Mama Jasko. You are the sunshine of my life. The star of my firmament. Without you, my whole world would be...
Have you landed?
Oh, yes.
Because my advice to you is that you should go and seek employment at the weather forecast office.
Mama Jasko. Oh, jiggy for you.
On 12th of September 2023, Nigerian musician Mohbad died in Lagos at the age of 27. Justice for Mohbad became a social movement and protests following his death and subsequent allegations about the events that led to it. And next on the bad is Christian Atsu Swasam, born on the 10th of January 1992 in Ghana. He was an international Ghanaian forward who played for Premier League clubs like Chelsea and Newcastle. He died in the earthquake in Turkey at the age of 31 on the 18th of February 2023. Before his demise, he played for the Turkish club Hatayspor in the Hatay province, which was hit hard by the quake. We look at two prominent Nigerians who passed on as the year came to an end. First, we talk about the Ondo governor, Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State, was reportedly dead. Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State has reportedly passed away in Lagos, succumbing to health complications at the age of 67. And also former Speaker of the House of Representatives Gali Na Abba passes away. The 8th Speaker of the House of Representatives passed away in Abuja at the age of 64. Born on September 27, 1958, Na Abba succumbed to a prolonged illness on Wednesday morning, as confirmed by family sources. May their gentle souls rest in peace. The next, which is the last, is Peace Anyam Osigwe, MFR, was a Nigerian filmmaker and entertainment executive who was called the Queen of Nollywood Films. She was the founder of globally acclaimed film ceremony African Movie Academy Awards AMAA. She pioneered the screening of Nollywood films at international film festivals.
My name is Peace Anyam. I am the founder of the African Movie Academy Awards. The African Film Academy is what runs the African Movie Academy Awards and runs the African Cinema Business Roundtable and also runs the Film in a Box project.
And now we go to the ugly, where we talk about coups, wars, and events that have shaped the world into what it is today.
The Sudanese crisis. The power struggle between the Sudanese Armed Forces (SAF) and the Rapid Support Forces (RSF) erupted into a large-scale conflict in April 2023 and has been driving humanitarian needs in the country ever since. Unfortunately, there is no end in sight. Before the conflict, Sudan was already experiencing a severe humanitarian crisis, long-term political instability, and economic pressures. This meant that 15.8 million people were in need of humanitarian aid. The conflict has only exacerbated these conditions, leaving almost 25 million people, more than half of Sudan's population, in need. Amidst mass displacement and reports of mass killings, humanitarian access has been severely curtailed, making it extremely hard for aid to reach vulnerable communities.
And on to the next, which is Israel-Hamas war. Armed conflict between Israel and Hamas-led Palestinian militant group has been taking place chiefly in and around the Gaza Strip since 7th of October 2023, with clashes also taking place in the West Bank and Israel-Lebanon border. On that day, militants group launched a surprise attack on southern Israel from the Gaza Strip, marking the start of the most significant military escalation in the region since Yom Kippur War in 1973. The total includes an unknown number of deaths from friendly fire. An estimated 240 Israeli soldiers, civilians and foreigners were taken to the Gaza Strip as captives or hostages. Hamas stated that its attack was in response to the continued Israeli occupation of the Palestinian territories, the blockade of the Gaza Strip, the expansion of illegal Israeli settlements, rising Israeli settler violence, and recent escalations. The war began when Hamas-led Palestinian militant groups targeted Israel with a barrage of rockets, while around 3,000 militants breached the Gaza-Israel barrier and attacked civilian communities and military bases in Israel, resulting in 1,139 deaths, including 695 Israeli civilians, 373 security force personnel, and 71 foreigners.
More coups in Africa. The African continent saw a significant increase in coups in the last 3 years, with military figures carrying out takeovers in Gabon, Niger, Burkina Faso, Sudan, Guinea, Chad, and Mali. After Niger's coup in July, the Regional Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, said it would not tolerate another takeover. Hence, they implement tough sanctions and threaten military action to restore that country's democratically elected government. On July 26, 2023, the Presidential Guard of Republic of Niger detained President Mohamed Bazoum. Shortly after declaring the coup a success, Presidential Guard Commander General Abdurrahman Tichani assumed control of a new military junta. Then to Gabon, where military officers led by General Brice Oligui Nguema seized power minutes after an announcement that Bongo had secured a third term in an election. The officers placed Bongo under house arrest and installed Nguema as head of state, ending the Bongo's family 56-year-old on power in the nation. The coup, West and Central Africa's 8th in 3 years, drew cheering crowds onto the streets of the capital Libreville, but condemnation from abroad and at home.
Syria earthquake. On 6th of February 2023, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck southern and central Turkey and northern and western Syria. The epicenter was 37 kilometers northwest of Gaziantep. It was followed by a 7.7 magnitude earthquake later that day. This earthquake was centered 95 kilometers north-northeast from the first. There was widespread damage and tens of thousands of fatalities. The confirmed death toll stood at 59,259 and 50,783 in Turkey and 8,476 in Syria. It is the deadliest earthquake in what is now present-day Turkey since 526 Antioch earthquake and the deadliest natural disaster in its modern history. It is also the deadliest in present-day Syria since 1822 Aleppo earthquake, the deadliest worldwide since 2010 Haiti earthquake, the fifth deadliest of the 21st century. Damages were estimated at $148.8 billion in Turkey and 9% of the country's gross domestic product's GDP and $14.8 billion in Syria. Next, we have the Russia-Ukrainian War, which is an ongoing international conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which began in February 2014. Following Ukraine's revolution of dignity, Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine and supported pro-Russian separatists fighting the Ukrainian war in the Donbas War. The first 8 years of the conflict also include naval incidents, cyber warfare, and heightened political tensions. In February 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine and began occupying more of the country. The Russian invasion of Ukraine began on the morning of February 24th, 2022, when Putin announced a special military operation to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine. Minutes later, missiles and airstrikes hit across Ukraine, including Kyiv, shortly followed by a large ground invasion along multiple fronts. Zelensky declared martial law and a general mobilization of all male Ukrainian citizens between the age of 18 and 60 who were banned from leaving the country. Russian attacks were initially launched on a northern front from Belarus towards Kyiv, a southern front from Crimea, and a southeastern front from Luhansk and Donetsk, and towards Kharkiv. The Ukrainian offensive in the northeast successfully recaptured the majority of Kharkiv Oblast in September. In the course of the southern counteroffensive, Ukraine retook the city of Kherson in November, and Russian forces withdrew to the east bank of the Dnieper River. And lastly, we have the Ocean Gate submarine, the company that operated the sub, which imploded during a dive into the Titanic wreck, killing all 5 people. The Titan sub was reported missing on June 18th, and the US Coast Guard said on June 22nd that the vessel had suffered a catastrophic implosion, ending a rescue operation that had captivated the world. US-based Ocean Gate said on its website that it had suspended all explorations and commercial operations 2 weeks after the tragedy, in which company CEO Stockton Rush was among the dead. Also on board were British explorer Hamish Harden, French submarine expert Paul Henry Nargelot, and Pakistani-British tycoon Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman. A debris field was found 1,600 feet 500 meters from the bow of the Titanic, which sits 400 miles off the coast of Newfoundland.
In conclusion, all said and done, 2023 has indeed been memorable with remarkable events that make the dates stick. And it is good we have those events brought to our memory and our sight over and over for us to have an appraisal and learn, unlearn, and relearn over and over multiple times over again. As we step into the golden 2024, uncertain in what it holds for us, but certain in the fact that whatever it may bring with it, the good, the fair, and the ugly, we will weather through and grow stronger, bolder, and better in it. Happy New Year! Welcome to 2024. Courtesy of Union Television, my name is Talani Fashion, your media queen from the Savage